Okay, recording this video up to close trade Monday 10th of March 2014. Hope you had a good day's trading today. Well, time change over the weekend, and that's a killer here in Hawaii because now all of a sudden the trading day starts at 3:30 a.m. For some reason we don't time change in Hawaii, and I think it's because we're close-ish to the equator. Anyway, normally the trading day for me has been starting at 4:30 a.m., which I really like. Feel very productive starting at 4:30 and kind of done early in the morning. But 3:30 is a killer. And today I couldn't be bothered, so I missed the first hour of trade. I have to kind of work myself into it, which was a real shame because it was a beauty, kind of a sell-off first thing in the morning, and everybody knows how I like those kind of sell-offs. Anyway, let's review the 1500 tip bar chart because a couple of things I want to point out on it. First of all, this is Sunday evening into Monday morning. A whole bunch of volatility kind of going on, some kind of news events kind of driving a lot of this, but as soon as the open starts we try to get going. Blue professional bars, exhaustion patterns, don't get anywhere. We break a little bit higher. It's pretty weak. We have bearish divergence kind of come in here, and then a whole bunch of amateur bars coming up to 9 in the morning, and then finally a little amateur up bar. We can't get through pullback to end of trend. We just break into a downtrend and bang, kind of set going. These blue professional bars here, this is falling through the ice. You can see that's through a previous low support kind of area here, bang, and that's really getting this move going. We've got bearish divergence, again another one right on the zero line, just showing how weak the buying is happening here, and that's a really nice kind of move to the downside. Now I always think about the mini kind of moving in 10-point trending moves because it's useful. It's not a rule of thumb, but they kind of do tend to move in kind of 10-point ranges. And here we can see the highs up here is, is kind of 77-ish at the top here, and then the bottom down here is kind of 66, 67. So about 10, 11-point kind of move in this trend move here. And that's one of the reasons why I use a 4-point target, because there's always going to be a couple of points, 2 or 3 points at the extremes up here where we're changing trend and it's a little bit choppy. Kind of going on here. The meat of the move is this kind of 4 to 6 point type activity here. That's what you really want to kind of grab a hold of. That's where you'll get the fastest move, the less kind of volatility, and that's kind of the less risk when you think about time in the market. That's when it's going to be the least risky. So that's kind of the 4. If I stretch my target out, get lucky at 5 or 6 points here, that's what I'm trying to capture. Anyway, so when I got to my desk, we were just making this pattern here, so you could see we're in a downtrend. We needed to make pullback to end of trend on 1500. Just jumped on board at 69, short 69, and couldn't finesse it to get out here by the pullback to end of trend. Didn't hit my target at 65, kind of got close. We had exhaustion and bullish divergence kind of comes in here. Then pullback to end of trend goes off with an amateur down bar testing there, and then bang, we're away. I was just hoping. I don't use trailing stops, so that would have got me out with something at least, but I just got out at break even after this kind of sequence had gone on and we came back through 69, so that was kind of a missed opportunity. But it's because I'm late into this move. This is where you want to be. I mean, if you ideally can get on board here, the break of this, this is the real kind of confirmation that this thing's kind of going to go lower. So and that's the 4 points you want to take out there from kind of the 73, 72 kind of area, down to the 68s or something like that. Anyway, then we had, this trend change has all happened. Pullback to end of trend. It's a perfect little sequence. Exhaustion, bullish divergence, and price confirmation here. Nice little trend change. That has all happened before 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is kind of happening around here. So we kind of moved into our uptrend, and then this is where we have a little bit of a test down. That was pretty significant weakness there into a flush pattern kind of going on here. So that's where I picked it up, got in at 71, target 75, bang, and we kind of came in at 75. So I was able to get the 4 points out of there. Then we had a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of come in here with an exhaustion pattern. And I don't know what we're going to do. That was really fairly significant, but because the market has switched by 11 a.m. in the morning, we're into an uptrend. We don't usually have more than 2 trends in a day. That's kind of roughly the rule of thumb. So we've had our sell-off in the morning, we've held, and we've moved into an uptrend in the afternoon. So even though we have this kind of weakness going on here, the market's not going to roll around into a downtrend. We've had that move in the morning. So what we've done in the afternoon is just kind of play at these highs, kind of get a little bit higher. Not sure where we're going to go tomorrow. We've broken above resistance here on 1500, so potentially into a trend move here. But these kind of patterns, the amount of kind of exhaustion buying and blue professional bars was pretty high. Let me just show you on the 40,500 tip bar chart. That's support this morning, so that's why we kind of got held up this morning. It's been exhaustion sell signals. this entire move up, each time we kind of come down exhaustion, all these flush patterns, flushing out all these sellers. These are all the me's out there who want to get short or are short, and kind of being immediately kind of purged out of the market with these kind of flushing out patterns here. So support's held. We've got all these bullish divergence right on the zero line. We've come back up to 39,000 here, which is a fairly decent reading. We're not getting we're getting close to an exhaustion type pattern here. And then obviously the highs up here that we had at 87.5 kind of key. So we've got another 10 points kind of run here, support to resistance maybe. On the higher time frames, you can see here we've got all these exhaustion patterns on 13,500 finally. We've been seeing all of these exhaustion sell patterns kind of going on here. We didn't get one last time we came into those highs, but now we're kind of starting to set these things off. So let's see where we go. Certainly some of that is short covering rally. That first one definitely short covering rally. But is this kind of exhaustion we can't get through here? Going to be looking for that over the next day or so. It was a very low volume day, just FYI, 0.9 million contracts traded. Very little buying kind of going on here. And I haven't referenced this chart in a while, just to show you this. This is the average trade size, professionals and amateurs. This is not Better Pro-Am. This is using a different way to calculate average trade size on these daily bars here. But just to note, Friday and Monday here we had amateur bars up here. This is when we're looking at for blue professional bars and amateur bars at extremes. I mean, here's the professionals picking up the lows back in September here. Did a good job of picking up those lows, no doubt about it. This is kind of a breakout above that previous high, kind of getting that move going. That's jumping the creek kind of going on here. Potentially this was jumping the creek at 1800 as well. But have we just kind of run out of steam temporarily with these kind of amateur up bars here? So, amateur bars at these kind of highs, recent highs. Let's see. That's what I'm looking at on my charts after today's activity. And I will do an update of the global macro charts today, tomorrow, because I think they were pretty important. The commitment of traders, as I just want to make some comments about those numbers that came out over the weekend. And this weekend was having too much fun to record a video. So anyway, hope your trading's going well, and have a good week's trading.